So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the market opportunities related to Indonesia, renewable energy sector. Unfortunately, first, I'd like to apologize for His Excellency couldn't be here today. He had to fly back to Jakarta, but we are in the able hand. The director of the commission here from the Ministry of Energy and Ministry of Resources, Ms. Mariji Utapaya, is with us, so she will guide through the program. So the way we structured the program is essentially into two different parts. The first part will be she will go through some of the key areas of the program, and that would take us about 10 minutes. And then over the next 10 minutes, the first of the next 10 minutes, which is 5 minutes, I'll ask a few questions. And I will also encourage you to post your question through the iPad that you're very familiar with. We'll take that and we'll get back to you. So with that, I would give the phone to Mr. Mustafa. Please go ahead. Is it's working? Okay, great. But could we see it from here? That's fine. Okay, so please take it.
Yeah. Thank you, Imitias. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank you to the organizer that we are from Indonesia, from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, was invited to join this event. And then we asked to share what is our experience in renewable energy development, particularly how big actually the investment and opportunity market for renewable energy in Indonesia. Could you please show my slides?
So I think
if
you could kindly.
Okay. Yeah. You know, Indonesia is a very big country, consists of 17,000 islands, big and small, and then the population is also quite big. The most populous, the fourth population in the world, the population around 250 million, and then our economic growth quite, significant, 6% per annum, and then our population growth around 1.1% per annum. So based on this, our energy demand growth also quite high, around 7% per annum. And then our electrification ratio is still, around 86%. It means that around 14% of the people, the household in Indonesia, do not have access to the electricity. And I think this is the most challenging to us, how to drive our economic growth, because we believe, all of us believe that without the available of energy, without the available of the electricity, it's quite difficult to develop the economic development. So yes, in terms of the energy, we actually fortunately lucky that we bless a lot of energy, various of energy resources, fossil and non-fossil, particularly renewable energy. And for a long time, our energy demand is highly dependent on energy fossil. But we fully aware that it's not, a good way to have a high depend on fossil energy. So that's why our national energy policy now, commit how to use the renewable energy while we have a huge potential of renewable energy. So you can see from my slides, we have various of renewable energy. We have geothermal, we have water, hydro, we have solar, we have wind, and also, for example, marine energy resources. And then from our study, we can conclude that roughly we have potential of renewable energy around 660 gigawatt, but unfortunately, only 1% of it that already fully utilized. So you see that this is a big, actually reasons why we are committed to develop renewable energy, because the big potential is there, and demand also, the big demand is there, because I already mentioned that our energy demand, the growth is around 7% per annum. On the other hand, our total installed capacity now is around 54 gigawatt. And, to fulfill the 250 million people, I think this total capacity is not enough. So that's why we are very, very ambitious. We have an ambitious program how to install as much as possible for the power plant, particularly renewable energy power plant. So we have some programs how to fulfill the energy, to fulfill the electricity. The first one is that during the year 2015 until 2019, the government has established the program that we call it 35 gigawatt that we will install during these 5 years. And a good news for the renewable energy, that's 25% of this should based on renewable energy power plant. So I think this is a very, very good opportunity market for renewable energy in Indonesia. So 25% is around 8,750 megawatt. So based on the condition that I said that government, based on the national energy policy, commit to enhance, to encourage, to increase the contribution of renewable energy. And this is already, clearly put in our national energy policy. So based on our national energy policy, next slides, we see that in year 2025, this is the overall feature of our energy, that year 2013, our energy demand is around 194 million ton oil equivalent, but it's projected to be 400 million ton oil equivalent in year 2025. But the most important thing is that 23% of it should come from renewable energy. So another data that we projected also that our total installed capacity in year 2025 will be 115 gigawatt. So it's double from now. And this is also to support because we increase our energy consumption and also our electricity consumption. So from the 115 gigawatt, we projected also that 40% of it should be renewable energy-based power plant. Next slides. Yeah. So if we are talking about the market opportunities, as organizer asked me to present. So there are once again, there are a big opportunity market Indonesia. So the reason, because I already mentioned the total power generation in year 2025 will be 115 gigawatt, and 40% of that should be based on renewable energy. So it could come from geothermal, hydro, solar particularly, wind, and also we are starting now to explore marine energy resources. And then the second reason is constructing 35,000 megawatts. So around 8,750 megawatt will come from renewable energy power plant. Here, this total capacity will be, installed during 2015 to 2019. So for the total capacity of a renewable energy-based power plant, 8,750 megawatt, it needs a huge investment. We calculate roughly around 30 billion US dollar. So please, for my colleagues that already gathered here, particularly from the private, please come to Indonesia, and then we will treat you well. And then, yeah. So yeah, so we will continue to enhance the all renewable energy resources to use. So how to scale up, how to speed up. The government already issued some instruments, for example, feed-in tariff. Feed-in tariff for renewable energy, feed-in tariff for the electricity for the renewable energy power plant. So I will show you later on about some feed-in tariff. And then the other things that the government already now also implementing about the using of biodiesel. So we are now implementing or mandatory to use B20. So biodiesel 20% and solar diesel 80%. And also this is part of, I want to tell you how to treat all the stakeholders well who will come to the renewable industry is we also simplifying now the licensing procedures by establishing what you call it one-stop service, and then also government providing another fiscal incentive for renewable energy. So I will just show you the feed-in tariff that we already issued, but maybe only please. This is for geothermal selling price. Next one for the hydro, and then for the bioenergy. So for the solar PV online and solar PV rooftop, we hope that the new feed-in tariff will come soon. Final draft already finished. But the next initiative also that now government are doing, this is also to once again to scale up, to speed up, or to mobilize renewable energy. We are now also, establish what you call it, Center of Excellence of Clean Energy. This will be in Bali. And then also, we have a new program for rural electricity program. This is to electrify because around 20,000 villages, this is part of the 40% that do not have yet access to electricity. So through this program, we hope that in next 5 or next 6 to 8 years, we can electrify, our ratio electrification can be more than 90%. And then also, in this February, we have a very, international forum in Bali. I hope all that participants here already know about this, and please come. We will hold Bali Energy Forum. So during this Bali Energy Forum, the governments also are planning to launch the new program, 5,000 megawatt solar PV. And then also another thing is that energy fund, government will set up, establishing a new energy fund. This is to part of the, how to incentivize renewable energy. So some fund from this energy fund will allocate it to new and renewable energy. And then another thing also, government will set up a new electricity company. This is dedicated for renewable energy-based power plant. So this is some initiative add to what I already mentioned. So by have like this is, just to show our commitment that the renewable energy market is big in Indonesia. So please, once again, welcome to Indonesia, and then please tell us what actually you need to make you interest to invest in Indonesia. Thank you.
So thank you, Marji, for explaining to us a very promising market. Just to give you some perspective, Indonesia is 17,000 is an archipelago, so more than 13 to 17,000 islands. That was the last count. 6,000 islands are somehow inhabitants, and 1,000 is full inhabitants. So it's the place for distributed generation. Anyone looking at the investment in this region, this is absolutely the critical that they understand the nature of the country. Yeah. So I think this is one of the key highlights that I want to mention. Because of timing, if you can send me some of the questions, I can take a look at it. We'll spend next 5 minutes because I think our next participants are here. So while you are sending me questions through the iPad, I'm going to have 2 or 3 key questions to Smariji. Yeah. First of all, in 2013, there was the auction was launched for solar. And there was 25 cents given to it's a reverse auction, 25 cents for the, when someone is using equipment from outside and 30 cents when someone local one. The program did not really generate a lot of interest. And now we have seen the new program is announced in December of 5 gigawatt of solar. And we understand that the new feed-in tariff will be announced in February of this year. Could you take us through why it didn't work and what is the lesson learned that you're going to take it from now to make sure this 5 gigawatt is actually going to be delivered?
Yeah, thank you very much. I didn't agree actually if you said that our previous feed-in tariff, it doesn't work. Yeah, because I mean the solar
not the feed-in
auction.
tariff, the auctions.
Yeah, the solar auction. We have already have, I mean, through this solar auction, we are now have 13 megawatts solar PV. 13 megawatts? 13 megawatts, yes, okay. 13 megawatts. Then 7 megawatts will be COD soon. Okay. Yeah. The problem is why we do not continue this because of, you know, you already mentioned that we put about the regulation, the use of local content. Right. Yeah. But the regulation, it seems, you know, do not favorable to our domestic company. And then they bring it to the court. And the court, you know. Yes. Yeah. So it's, no, it makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So that's why. But 20, let's be honest, 20 megawatt over 2 years is not a very ambitious yes, goal. Yeah.
So that's why when we see international perspective, when I see 20 megawatt in 2 years for a country which is advanced in so many different ways. Yeah. So that's why, so that's why after the court, you know, you know, this regulation, and then we directly drafting the new regulation, and we hope this new regulation will come soon. So that's why when we launching the 5,000 megawatts, because now some international you know, company already come to Indonesia, and then they already did something how to realize this you know, solar PV business Indonesia, solar PV project Indonesia. So that's why we do hope that through the new regulations, the solar PV project will take shape. Yes. And no, I think this is very important. As you correctly know, I mean, we have seen international market. Indonesia has a population of 250 million. Yes. 1/3 of them doesn't have access to electricity, and because of the distributed generation, and 50%, I think, of the population still burning the biomass for cooking. Yes. So I think it's a country that has is the biggest chance. So that raised to my second question. I mean, I've looked at Indonesia is a country which is very dispersed in terms of the islands. And the large-scale biomass, the projects, which is the right thing to do, I believe, in the renewable, isn't it much easier to deploy the distributed generation in solar? Because I've looked at the target of 5 gigawatt, which is very commendable in my mind. And we have looked at the target of, in 2030, I see somewhere is 115 gigawatt or 40% renewable. Yes. Doesn't it make sense to put a distributed generation which can be deployed faster and have a lot of investors coming in, rather than relying on the existing scheme of biomass and the geothermal? Because those require infrastructure, and those require supply chains, and those requires time to build. Could you give us how this balance has been chosen, if you can? We also fully aware about the necessary about the infrastructure. So that's why also now the government also, you know, give or show their comments how to build the good infrastructure to support not only energy sector actually, but all the energy and all the sector in Indonesia. So I think, renewable energy, we will develop this based on the locally available of renewable energy itself. Okay.
So, for example, if the such area they have a geothermal, we will focus for the geothermal at the location. But if there is a biomass, we will focus for.
So this will evolve as we go through.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think because of the time, I mean, I've seen the questions. I think they are very much aligned with what I've asked. Just wanted to highlight, and maybe you can confirm, is that Indonesia really took a step in 2010 to put together three different the tax break. First is the import on the renewable energy equipment, I think. So you have to ask me or tell me whether it's true or not. Then there is a tax break on the earnings, on the accelerated depreciation curve. And I just want to know from you, are they going to continue? Or you're going to revise them?
To continue what?
The tax break that was given for the renewable energy investment.
Oh yeah, I think now our Ministry of Finance also continue to provide what the incentive actually the industry needs.
Okay.
Yeah, so just this year also, not this year, last year, we have a new regulation for the incentive, fiscal
Fiscal,
incentive,
absolutely.
yes, for renewable energy. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please give a big hand. And if there is any question, we'll be outside. Thank you so much for making time.